I'm here at St Joe's Boxing Gym, and here with me now is Tony Borg. How's it going, Tom?
It's all good.
Can you tell us how you first became a trainer, Tom?
I was boxing all my life, really, since the age of 8. Won Welsh and British schoolboy titles, youth titles. I won a Welsh senior title when I was 17, and because I wasn't selected for the Commonwealth Games back in 1982, I was really annoyed or pissed off with Welsh boxing. I thought, that's it. I just turned pro. I turned pro far too young, with the wrong management. I got everything wrong, and I just decided to put something back into the sport, and I try and educate the boxers as to you know, the route to go down.
Yeah. How long have you been training the pros?
Probably about 20 years now.
Now, how many pros have you got in the gym?
There's about 14 in the gym. We've got boxers coming here from other gyms as well, sparring. Like, so I still do their corners on fights, but there's about 14 actually in the gym.
Yeah. How did you manage to give all of them, a bit of your time? To come in different days?
I'm here all day, every day. So the bulk of them train 11 o'clock. We do 11 o'clock session every morning, and then when we get near fights, I'll have Gary and Selby coming in maybe at 8 o'clock at night, as well as the morning sessions. And then we do sessions on Sunday, where I'll have the lighter weights sparring at 11 o'clock, the heavier weights coming in about 12 o'clock. So you'll just distribute yourself as best as you can.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they've all been benefiting from it, because you are quality boys working here together. Last weekend alone, at one sparring session here, I had Sean McGoldrick, Joe Cordina, who were number 1 and number 2 in Great Britain in the amateurs. Sparring with Gary Buckland, Lee Selby, Mitchell Buckland. You know, that's quality sparring, you're not going to get anywhere.
No. Do you try and get all your fighters to fight the same way, or
no?
Do you work on to improve their own style, or?
Yeah, I think boxing's a very individual sport. You know, we all go and the logos are team sport, team ball, or team whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a very individual sport. When that bell goes, you're on your own for 3 minutes, like, you know.
Yeah.
I let people. I try to. Everyone's got their own style. I just try and build on their style, build their weaknesses up, try to strengthen their weaknesses and build on their strengths.
Yeah. You've had a busy couple of months. You've had the likes of Selby, Gary Buckland, DANNI Griffiths, Di Jones, and then last week the return of Robbie Turley, Frankie Borg. Can we talk about some of these fights?
Yeah, sure, you want.
Can we start off with Gary Buckland versus Gary RHYS? Fight of the night, possibly fight of the year. What were your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, it was a quality fight. We knew going into it. I mean, both boxers, genuine Welsh warriors. They're great fighters, and the way they conduct themselves before the fight and after the fight was an example to all of us, really. It was real quality. I believe Gary was, winning on points. In the middle rounds, Gary was feeling really strong, but had a hand injury. So the later rounds, he was just like tapping with shots rather than putting any power into them. But he still scored the points, and he came away with the win.
Like you said, it was very close. Did you think Gary done enough to win it? And how did you score the fight?
I scored Gary winning it. I thought he was 2 rounds up going into the last round. He probably lost the last round. It was close, but he lost the last round, and he still enough to win the fight. Still won by a round.
Yeah. Did you have a game plan going into that fight?
Yeah, we have a game plan, but nothing. It's not. It can be changed. You have a game plan for every fight. Everyone has a game plan, but that can be changed with one shot, one movement. Like one move there, slip of the head, one slip in the shot. It can change like that. So we train for the fight.
Gavin seemed to be targeting his body a lot, and having good success for that. How do you prepare a fight that to take that kind of punishment to the body?
We used to. We work hard in the gym. We work very, very hard here. We spar quite hard. In all honesty, Gary was comfortable in that. Gavin was loading up with some great shots to the body, which would have dropped most lightweights. But as you've seen, Gary was hit to the end.
Yeah.
Come back with his counters.
The rematch has been announced for the 17th of May. Matchroom's the second homecoming. What can you take from the first fight?
Oh, to be honest with you, I think everyone's going to come out a winner. The crowd are going to love it. Both fighters is what they want, what they need. Hopefully there'll be a title on the line. I'm pretty certain Gary Buckland will do the same again. Going to win again, but a little bit more convincingly maybe.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a great fight.
Will you be making any changes to his style or a different game plan? Or?
Yeah, I will tell you now if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
That's right.
So I'm going to keep that to ourselves.
Also fighting on Matchroom's Reloaded show that night was Selby. Another great performance, a good win over a good opponent, Rendell Monroe. How happy was you with his performance?
Very more happy with this one with the most actually, because we trained for a top class Rendell Monroe, which we were expecting. He's only lost at the world title level. Selby's always fit, he trains really hard, he eats well, doesn't mess about outside the gym, he's just turned his life around literally in the last 4 or 5 years. And what we were doing the last couple of weeks, all the training was done, all the sparring was done, we didn't have to spar, everything was done, everything was in the bag. We were coming in the gym about 8, 9 o'clock at night, just going through set movements, using these squares in the ring to, you know, time certain shots and moving, keeping our feet moving all the time, and not letting him plant his feet. And on the night, Rendell Monroe just couldn't plant his feet.
Yeah.
Couldn't land a decent shot really. He just couldn't. What he said in the dressing room was he could deal with Selby's power, which he didn't because he was hurt badly in the first. But he just couldn't pin him down. So his movement was great.
A few people saying a bit of a premature stoppage. What do you think?
No, it wasn't a premature stoppage. Lee would come back to the corner. To be honest, most of the round saying I could take him out any time. We would just say, listen, just calm down, just keep it nice, just entertain the crowd, look smart, and do the job properly.
Yeah.
Rather than go in there guns blazing. That don't mean nothing, like, you know. And it was just an educated, very professional attitude he took.
He had a bit of stick about him not looking his best in a couple of fights before the Monroe fight. How do you think he done in them fights?
I think he done well, really. He boxed well. I mean, Simeon hasn't lost. He was unbeaten before Selby. Still unbeaten now. Separating Selby, obviously. You know, he's a quality amateur boxer, and he's a you know, good pro. Selby went in there. To be honest with you, he had a bit of handling problems, and just did what he had to do and got a win against the world-class opponent.
Yeah.
The guy was rated number 4 in the world at the time. He's still rated number 6 in the world now, I think. It was a good performance. He won 12 rounds.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy. With Ryan Walsh, I think he underestimated Ryan Walsh a little bit. Again, still having a bit of a hand injury. And just started a bit slow. We had a bit of a problem in the dressing room with his gloves. He started a bit slow into the fights. Because he started a bit slow, he picked up a cut in the first or second round, then another cut 1 or 2 rounds later. So by the 5th round, he had 2 cuts. You know, we was fighting a 12-round fight with a cut over each eye. First time you've been cut. It's a lot to deal with, but I think he dealt with it professionally and got on with it and got the win out, that's what we're in there for.
With people calling him the Welsh Mayweather, do you think they're expecting too much from him every fight?
Yeah, but that'll always happen. You know, it happens with all boxers. They start off great and knocking everyone out. They expect it all the time. When you step up from you know, the levels of boxing at step to world level, you're boxing different kind of fighters altogether.
Yeah.
You know, they're training different, their mentality's different, their sparring different. But he's upped his game at every level. And I think the better the opponent he fights, the better he'll perform. Rendell Monroe's got the best record of these fought.
Yeah.
He's just come off a loss for a world title. Lee destroyed him in 6 rounds. Whereas the average journeyman might take Lee 8 or 10 rounds, you know, it could happen that way. He gets up for the big fights.
Yeah. Do you think this is added pressure, and how do you think he copes with it?
Loves it. He thrives with the pressure. That's what Ireland was so good for him. When we walked out towards the ring, we were getting booed and abused on the way towards the ring, like, you know.
Yeah.
And as he ducked into the ring, he said, "Oh, this is fantastic, isn't it?" He loved it. He thrived on it, you know. And that was a great performance for him.
It's been announced that he's fighting on the 17th of May. Matchroom's the homecoming. Can you tell us more on that?
At the moment, we haven't got a definite opponent named. The mandatory for his European title doesn't seem interested at the moment, so we're wondering whether it's going to be defence of his European title and or a shot at WBC International or an eliminator for the world title.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a big fight and Lee's going to win.
Okay. You've recently had Danny Griffith's box on Steve Robson's first promotion against the experienced Jamie Ambler. Was you happy with his performance on that?
Yeah, again, a very mature appearance from Gary. He boxed well, controlled all through the fights, and got 4 rounds under his belt, which is what we needed.
Yeah.
I don't think you get much out of knocking guys out in 1 round or 2 rounds. You don't learn a lot from it. We know what he can do, and he had another 4 rounds under his belt.
What do you think of Jamie Ambler that night?
Usual Jamie Ambler, I suppose, really. He's very experienced, he knows what he's doing. had a lot of respect for DANNI after the first, second round. He said to me in the dressing rooms afterwards, he tired, and he tucked up and survived in it basically.
What plans do you have for DANNI this year, and when do you think he'll be fighting next?
Hopefully we'll get him on one of the bigger shows, in a couple of decent fights, but I just sit back and wait for the phone to ring really.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's managed by Frank Warren, and hopefully I'll move him along and get him in a decent fight on a decent show.
Right, you've also had Di Jones fighting for the Welsh light middleweight title against Jerome Samuels. Another very close fight. How did you score that fight?
It was very close. I thought I'd just done enough, to be honest with you. I thought going into the last round, Samuels, a win for Samuels would have got him a draw, or maybe possibly a win. But I think to get the decision, I think Samuels would have had to knock him out in the last round. That's the way I seen it.
Yeah.
He had a big last round, but I still think Di done just enough to win, and I was expecting it to be a draw, which should have been ideal really in the return, but didn't go his way. All credit to Samuels. He pulled out in the last round, and he's got the belt.
Was you happy with Di's performance on the night?
Yeah, I think he boxed well. Di, he's he's not the sharpest boxer, he's not the cleverest boxer, but he's very tough, very determined, and he's a genuine, Welsh warrior, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. What's next for Di?
Just go back in the gym now, just regroup, get another nice little 6 or 8 rounder in, and take it from there then.
Yeah.
See what he wants to do.
You've also had the return of Robbie Turley. Did you think Robbie was ever going to box again?
Yeah, I did, to be honest with you. Obviously his dad was getting a lot of work done by specialists up in Liverpool and in London as well, I think. So in between every now and again I was getting copies of their reports, and apparently it seemed like what the board thought was a serious problem wasn't anything like it. And when they actually came down, I was there at the meeting and explained to the board that the cyst they were talking about was microscopic basically, and it wasn't, there was no evidence to suggest that it would cause a problem to Robbie.
Yeah.
Obviously he got his licence back, and he's back in the swing of things now. He's come back with quite a stiff opponent for his first one after 2 years. But I honestly think another 1 or 2 fights, I think Robbie can fight for the British super bantamweight title.
So with him being out the ring for so long, do you think you can get him back to top form and fighting at the level he was at?
Definitely.
He made the return to the ring on the undercard of Kerry Open Frankie Borg, Welsh Pride, against a tough opponent. Was you happy with his performance that night?
I wouldn't say I was happy. I was happy we got a win. We went out there, boxed went a distance and got a win. Wasn't a great performance for him, but 22 months out of the ring is a long time to come and get back against a slippery opponent.
Yeah.
He wasn't no mug, and he came to win. He wasn't just plodding forward, which Robbie could jab his head off. He was a clever fighter, a good mover. So on that level, yeah, I'm pleased.
Yeah, there was a lot of easier fights out there. Why did you take such a tough test for his first fight back?
I don't manage him, I train him. Opponents were pulling out. I think Chris Sanny was having a lot of trouble getting him an opponent, or securing an opponent for that date, and we had a choice of 1 or 2 in the end, and we chose the better of the 2 to make it a better fight for the spectators really. Didn't want just some pushover. He was in a good fight. Yeah. So good experience again.
What kind of level do you think Robbie's capable of achieving, with him having this long break in his career?
I honestly think he can win the British super bantamweight title. He's Welsh and Celtic champion now.
Yeah.
Taking the same route as Gary Buckland and Selby have done, and there's no reason why he can't get up there and pull his socks up now, starts training a little bit harder. Take a leaf out of Gary and Selby's books. I think there's no reason why he can't get the British super bantamweight title.
Yeah. When you open to have him out next?
Within the next 2-3 months.
Another fight begun. Frankie Borg versus Kerry Oak for the defending his Welsh title on the Chris Saniger show, Welsh Pride. Bit of controversy. Who did you think won that one?
I Frankie won without a doubt. Kerry came back into the fight in the middle rounds well. He threw in lots of shots. The one spell he threw about 7 or 8 jabs, beautiful jabs, moving around looking beautiful, but no one has made the target. hitting Frankie's gloves. You know, you don't get points for hitting someone's gloves. They were good shots, and he did move well and box well and come back into the fight well. But you got to land clean shots on the target.
Yeah.
Frankie was landing clean shots on the target when he was throwing them. Caddy Hope was looking good and he boxed well, and as I said, he come back, all credit to him. But he didn't do enough to win the fight. Frankie was champion, he went in as champion, he came out as champion.
Yeah. Did you have a game plan going into that fight? And did he stick to it?
More or less, yeah. I expected to start a little bit faster, really. I thought Caddy would have met him head on. I thought it would have been a bit tough in the first 4 or 5 rounds. I was hoping that getting into the later rounds then, Caddy would be marked up and hurt, like, you know.
Yeah.
A couple of cuts or things like that, but obviously the middle rounds he got on his back foot and boxed, kept it long. So stopped him getting cut, stopped him winning the fight though.
Frankie was coming off a really bad knockout to Chris Eubank Jr. going into this fight. Did you think it was going to affect his performance at all?
No. Frankie's a tough guy anyway. He's a tough kid. He trains very, very hard. He's really disciplined. Doesn't eat rubbish. He's a very mature professional boxer. So he's come back from that fight. He's dusted himself down. He's been in the gym, trained hard, sparred well. He's having a fast, sharp sparring with Mitch Buckland, who's a brilliant southpaw. Craig Evans, another quality southpaw. Both lighter boys giving the speed work. Then we had Jamie Cox down here for a week, sparring as well. He went into that fight full of confidence.
Good preparation for.
I mean, Jamie Cox hits very hard with both hands. Jamie Cox is a lovely boxer, quick, you know, real quality. So Frankie's going in there, instead of thinking, oh my God, this is Caddy Hope's fault for the European title. Jamie Cox is on that level, at least.
Yeah.
We're ready.
It was the same thing with Gary Buckland going into the Gavin Rees fight. People seem to think that this is going to have a knock-on effect in the fight. You know, how would you get your boxers to overcome this? Because he obviously come off a bad knockout as well.
It's a confidence thing, basically. When Gary came back into the gym, we trained for a couple of weeks and then we started sparring. And we had a good sparring session here the one day. And as soon as the sparring session was over, I took him into the office, I had a chat to him, I said, right, I'm telling you now, today I've seen the cobwebs are gone. You know, that loss is gone now, it's all gone under the carpet.
Yeah.
Forget about that, we'll move on. And it was literally that. You know, you could see it was gone. He's back to Gary Buckland I know.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy, confident.
What's next for Frankie Borg, and what do you think he's capable of achieving in his career?
I think possibly there's a good chance of a Welsh title defence on one of the bigger shows. Or maybe, you never know, somebody get a phone call, it could be a shot at the Commonwealth title, British title, anything can happen. You know, he's an experienced fighter, he's not a young boy coming through, he knows the ropes, he knows what he's doing. Who knows, that fight there could open a few doors for him.
Yeah. Do you hoping to get him on the next home show, the big show, the homecoming match?
The big show there, no, it's too many. You know, at the moment, Gary and Selby have big fights on that show. I don't want to be running around with 3 or 4 other fighters at the same time. Gary and Selby are on, obviously, and then hopefully Mitchell Buckland.
Yeah.
Over like a 4-hour show that can be spread out and do fine, but any more would be a bit of a struggle, I think.
Yeah. If people want to follow the progress of Tony Borg and what's next for his fighters, how can they do so? Are you on social media?
Yeah, on our website, we've got a gym website, on Facebook.
What's the gym website?
St. Joseph's Boxer. And people are welcome to come down to the gym, 11 o'clock every morning, watch the sparring, watch the workouts.
Are you on Twitter at all? Or?
No.
No.
Facebook.
Right. Alright then, Tone, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and do you have any final words before we go?
No, just carry on with the good work you're doing for Welsh boxing, really. I'll do my job, you do your job.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.